fly, I will let you know so you can reattempt. So you can attempt it again. So please, those who have writing materials and those who have their laptops, you're gonna have to take notes, and I would advise you try as much as possible to keep up the pace, because I'm going to be addressing quite a number of things. If you have questions, if you took the classes and you have questions, please write them down. You can put them in the chat box right here in the class. I would address them. And hold up, let me just ensure that the server is restarted for us to be able to do the things we need to do. So if you have questions from previous classes, please pen down your questions. I will address them before we close. I will address them before the end of the night. If for any reason you're having connection issues, you can refresh your page. You can exit the meeting and come back. Because sometimes when we hit the record button, I don't know, for some reason, Google takes out some persons, and so they have to reconnect. So if you run into something like that, please, you can go ahead, feel free to exit and come back. So I'm going to say it one more time. If you have questions from our last class, please write down your question in the chat box. If you put the question on our WhatsApp group, I may not respond to it. I think it's best if you put it here so that we can address it. If you have questions about the assignment, you can just put it here in the chat box here. So we've talked about a number of things. We've talked about shared hosting. We've talked about VPS hosting. We've talked about the business side of things. We've talked about web design. We've looked at the landscape, the business landscape in Nigeria. We've addressed the why, the how, as regards why anyone should get into web design. We've looked at quite a number of things, because I continue to emphasize that it is pointless to have a skill and you yourself who operates that skill is not transformed enough. I said it and I'm going to say it again. The business does not come to the skill itself. The business comes to the version you become after taking a course like this. So this is why we package both the theoretical aspect, the practical side, and the business side of things in one course. If you're not seeing my screen yet, that's totally fine. The reason is because I am not sharing my screen yet. If you can't see my screen yet, you don't have anything to worry about. I'm not sharing my screen yet. So we've looked at these things. I said it that we're going to be rebuilding a site called Truly Financial. This, once you come in, please mute your mics. We're going to be rebuilding a site called Truly Financial. And I said it in our last class that if you can build something like Truly Financial, you're really good to go. Now, for the sake of those who were not in our last class, I'm just going to hit record right now. Okay, our class is recording. Let me share my screen. So for the sake of those who were not present in our last class, hold on just a second, guys. For the sake of those who were not present in our last class, I said that there are three compartments, there are three components to a site. There's the header, there's the body, and there's the footer. I also said that there are components, but these three are the ones you're expected to master within the course of this program. And the header, I said, if you can see my screen now, you can just type that in the chat box. Let me know you can see my screen. So I said it that the header of a website is anything you see from the logo down to this button. If you can see my screen, I am highlighting it for reference purpose. So anything from this logo down to this button is in the header section. That is the header. And I said the header is always on the top of the site. The header is always pinned to the top of the site. Headers are always pinned to the top of the site. Also, I did address the footer. I've said before that footer is everything from this logo below down to the last note here, which is the last text here, which is learn more. So everything I'm highlighting right now, if you can see my screen, this is the footer. Everything here is the footer. The footer is the bottom part of the website. It will most likely hold links to the website, links to inner pages as well. Officially, the number of pages you should see in the menu on the header should be the core pages. You see things like services, pricing, company, and frequently asked questions. This company sometimes can also be about us. Some companies would use about us, some companies would use our story. It doesn't matter. The term is, there's no hard and fast rule, in regards to how you choose the term. You choose what is most convenient for the company you're building for or the client you're building for. Now, what is the body? The body is everything that comes in between the header and the footer, which means from this text where business meets all the way down to this other button here. This makes up the body. Everything here makes up the body. There's a possibility that this form here, from simplify global revenue down to this get started button, there's a huge possibility that it was put as part of the footer, but we're going to find out as we progress. But in the meantime, it's important you know that the body is everything in between the header and the footer. The main content, it's like a letter we were taught in school. You would have like the address, the date, you would have the salutation, you have the body of the letter, and then you have the conclusion. It's pretty much the same thing here. So everything you're seeing here was built with drag and drop. Everything you're seeing here. I've said it before that not all websites can be built with WordPress. However, over 40% of the sites on the internet are powered by WordPress, which means over 40% of the websites on the internet are built by WordPress. That's built with WordPress. That's a huge statistic. Those are huge numbers. Now, why are we teaching on Elementor? Why is Elementor the builder we're using? Elementor is the builder we're using because it is the most powerful builder right now on WordPress. There are other builders with different features and functions, but Elementor is the most flexible and the most powerful, which is why we're teaching, because if you can use Elementor, then any other builder will just come in handy. Okay, so now I've said it that header, footer, and body, these are the three areas you should focus on. On every homepage, these are the three sections you would see. There's the header, there's the body, and there's the footer. Now, the first thing we're going to do tonight is to build this header. Thank God the class is being recorded, so I'm just going to rush it so you get to see everything. Please pay keen attention. You can retake this class as many times as possible. Now, where do you see a header and a footer? These two things are not pages. Okay, these two things are not pages. The header and the footer of the site are integral components. Okay, hold up. Someone is asking for a login code or so. Ayodele says he can't see the screen. Ayodele, how about now? Can you see the screen? Please unmute your mic, Ayodele, and let us know if you can see the screen. If it's a technical issue,
I can't see the screen.
Okay, hold on. How about now? Can you see the screen now?
No.
How about now, Ayodele?
I can't see your screen.
Okay, maybe. Okay, hold on, just 1 second. Let's do that again. Stop, and then present this window. Let's go and let's see. Okay, how about let's see, any second now. Okay, great. How about now? Can you see the screen now? If you can see the screen, please unmute and let us know. How about now? Can you see the screen now?
No, I can't see it. So.
I mean, it's just your picture. I can't see the screen.
I can see the screen. Maybe it was Ayodele side.
Okay, Daniel, you can see the screen. Was that you?
Yes, sir. Very clear, sir.
Daniel, please, were you seeing the screen earlier on while I was talking?
Of course, I see everything.
Okay, so it's probably a network issue, guys. If it's a challenge for you, don't worry. Since the class is being recorded, you would have access to this. I do think I think it's a network issue because I think it's a network issue, or maybe Google just has maybe something, a glitch in their server also. Okay, so Franklin says, I think they should exit and relog in. Yes, I also recommend you do that. Maybe exit and come back. that should solve the problem. Let me attempt something. So I exited the meeting. I refreshed my page. Let me try to share screen now, and let's see how. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen now. To avoid any infinity mirror, don't show your entire screen. Okay, that's fine. Hold up. I think I have an idea where issue might be coming from. Okay, I'm sharing my screen now. If you can see it, please tell me. I would like to know what it looks like on your end, because I can see like an infinity mirror type of thing here. Let me know what it looks like.
Same here, sir.
I can see your
Okay,
screen.
see like this. Okay, how does it appear? Can someone take a screenshot and just maybe paste it there? Can we put screenshots in the chat box? Is it possible? If it's possible to just put a screenshot, or maybe send it on WhatsApp. Please put the screenshot on WhatsApp. Let me take a look at it just to be sure before we proceed. Okay, someone has sent, Anne is having an infinity screen there. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to present just, excuse me, I'll have to present a single page. Okay, so I'm presenting a single page now. Can someone take another screenshot? Okay, okay. Abigail has pasted her question. Thank you, Abigail. I will address this before the end of the class. Let me try to forget. I'll address it. Okay, Anne has pasted another screenshot. Let me take. Okay, Anne has. Excellent. Please, someone else should paste their own screenshot. I'd like to see what you're seeing. And that's the screen I want. Thank you very much. So it's either Google is having a glitch or I'm doing something wrong. But we used to be able to share dual tabs. We used to be able to share multiple tabs. So what you can see here is totally fine. I'm just going to focus on this. So this is where we're building, right? This is Microfidelity Business Institute. Now, for the sake of this class, because of the glitch we're having, please copy the link I'm sending right now to the chat box. That's the link you would use to refresh to see what we're doing. Those of you who have laptops, please copy the link I'm sending right now. If you have a phone, it's totally fine. You might not see what we're doing in real time because it'll be difficult with a phone, but you can copy the link and let's see. I'm still going to be checking if the glitch is gone so that we can share dual tabs. Okay, hold up. I think the infinity. Please copy the link. You're going to be using it to see the live, the real-time updates we're working on here. We have limited time to build a footer and a header. It's pretty easy. You don't find those two components of right. You don't find them in pages. Those two components, you would find them in theme builder. You will find them in theme builder. If you cannot find them in theme builder, it means something is broken within your Elementor. You might have to reinstall Elementor, but by default, you will find them in theme builder. Just a second, guys, hold on. Those of us who have questions, if you have questions about the assignment or about the last class, please paste your question in the chat box here so I can respond to it.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes, please go on.
Yeah, I actually missed the last
Jerome.
class.
Okay, go on, Jerome.
I missed the last class. On the link you sent, maybe I don't really get. Maybe after we log, are we supposed to create a C panel and then start creating the page on that website, or how we supposed to do it?
Not at all. Not at all. I think your question is related to that of Abigail. Don't worry, I'll respond to it. Not at all. But don't worry, I'll respond to it. I'll respond to it. Everything has been created already. I think it's because lesson 2 did not play. That's why some of us, that's why we're finding it hard to understand the whole thing. If lesson 2 had played, it would be easy for you, but we're working on that as well. So those of us who have questions, please paste your questions. I'm just going to retry this one more time. I want us to be able to, it's important that we're able to, it's important that we're able to see an entire tab. It's very important because we can't afford to be switching tabs. So let me try something else. Let me take another approach and see where trying to find out where the mirror effect is coming from. So I just connected to a tab. Let's see. First things first, let's go to micro fidelity. Let's go to, okay, micro fidelity business institute.org, which is the site we're working on. Let's copy that link again and paste it again so we can see. Because if you find, okay, Zamani is saying he tried his possible best to join the class, to no avail. I think he's also, but Zamani, that's totally fine. Okay, guys, someone should unmute. I think the mirror effect is gone. Please unmute and tell us if the mirror effect is gone. Ayodele said you have a question a little outside the box. Ayodele, please type your question. All right, thank you very much, Abigail.
Not showing WordPress.
Okay, yes, thank you very much. That's what I want you to see. Thank you. Ayodele, please type your question in the chat box here. I'm going to respond to it. Don't worry, feel free. Okay, thank you, guys. Since the mirror effect is gone, I'm just going to go ahead. And so the moment you can't see what I'm doing on my screen, please let me know. So the site we're going to be attempting to recreate is called Truly Financial. I'm loading Truly Financial now. And so this is where we're working. This is the front end, Microfidelity Business Institute.org. This is the front end. In our last class, I explained front end and back end. I addressed those concepts. So if you find it a little difficult to understand the terms I'm using, it means you've missed a number of classes, which will be available to you as soon as we're done with this one. So this is truly financial. Everything from this logo down to this button is your header. You see that the color of the header is gray. Now, everything from here, from where business meets down to this button, this get started button, is called the body of the site. You could go to any site, any site at all. If you go to jumia.com, let's see jumia.com real quick. While that is working, for the sake of this class, we're using a plugin called Elements Kit. If you don't know what a plugin is, it means you've missed the class. The previous class properly explains it. But a plugin is literally just a software or an app or a compilation of code that allows you to manipulate a website and to make exact commands without using code or command base. Now, or command line rather. So this plugin here is called Elements Kit. We'll just come down to this header and footer. Once you come here, you click on it, you can build a header there. Jumia has loaded. Now, this is Jumia. Everything you can see here, from this Jumia logo to this cart icon here, is called your header. The tinier header you're looking at up there is called a top bar, all right? And this blue visual you're seeing here, I think it's an ad that is meant to come up. These things are all part of the header. This itself is the main header. Everything you see above it are components of the same header. Okay. Now, everything from official store, I'm highlighting it now. Everything you're seeing here, this entire thing, down to this text that ends with an incredible online shopping experience. This is the body. Where does the footer begin? The footer begins from this logo, from this Jumia logo here, down to this pay and delivery button here. So always note that it's not every time you see logos on headers, and it's not every time you see logos on footers. But anytime you see a logo on the header, your header starts from that logo to the menu button, to the menu or the last button in that header. Having said that, let's go to templates. So this is Elements Kit. Elements Kit has loaded the templates. In our last class, we created this called main header. We didn't get to build on it because of time. So I'm just going to open this in a new tab. It's opening now. Once it loads, we're going to click on a button called Edit with Elementor. We're attempting to recreate this, everything from this logo to this place, and we're going to make sure it sticks to the top. Because we're building it with Elements Kit, Elements Kit knows where a header is supposed to be by default, so Elements Kit is going to pin it to the top of the site. Now that is loading. So our Elementor, our page is loading. Once it comes up, we're going to be building that with Elementor. Now, while that is working, this is a sample page. You come to pages and you will see where the sample page lives. I said it in one of our classes that on a website, sorry, I'm supposed to click on pages, not posts, pages. I said it before that everything you can see here is just front end. There's a back end that handles the build of everything you can see in the front facing of the website. Everything you see here is just a front end. There's a back end in for it. Why is WordPress one of the best solutions for web design? Because with WordPress, you can have something like Elementor. What is Elementor? Elementor means Elementor in this context is the builder that allows you to have a drag and drop interface, which means instead of using code, you're just going to be seeing exactly what you're building right there in Elementor. You get a look and feel of how it's going to appear right before it comes up on the front end. So it's a live editor, really. Good. So our header has loaded. Now you can see that button I talked about, Edit with Elementor. This is what we're going to click on. Just going to go ahead and click on this and allow it load or do its thing. Let's click cache on this side real quick. Purge all. Now, pages. This is sample page. This sample page here is our front page. You see it says sample page. Now we're just going to come here and edit it because we don't want to call a front page sample page. You want to call a front page the home page. Good. Now let's go ahead and edit with Elementor. Our header is still loading. That's not a problem. Once it's done, any of the tabs that open first, we're just going to go ahead and build. Okay, if Format says she's finding it difficult to join the meeting, that's totally fine. Okay, I think our server is a bit slow, so let me do a little troubleshooting. Let's go to our plugins. Let's see. Please always remember, what is pinned to the top is always your header. What's pinned to the bottom is always your footer, and everything in between is your body, the body of the website itself. While this is working, okay, I did with Elementor here. While this is working, let's take a look at some of the top sites we have here in Nigeria. Let's try something like Arise News. So let's open it up and see. While Arise News is opening, let's look at something like legit.ng. Legit.ng, let's see. These websites, though big brands, are pretty much the easiest things to build. There are few establishments in our country that have what we would maybe call difficult sites to build. I think that's a good thing for us down here, because if most of the let's take a look at GT Bank, or let's say Zenith Bank. At the end of this program, you would find out that you can build pretty much 70 to 90% of the sites we have here in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, a lot of sites we have here in Nigeria are powered by WordPress itself. So our header is loading. We clicked on Edit with Elementor. This is the interface you get once you click on Edit with Elementor. You see the Elementor thing, Elementor logo. You see that it's doing its thing. Once it's ready, you get a clean interface ready for you to edit or create your header. Our homepage is also loading, so we're waiting for both of them to come up. Now, while that's working, okay, Arise News, Arise website is also loading. Okay, so this is legit.ng. This site you're looking at was built with a blog template. At the end of this program, you should be able to recreate this template, although I do think that will be for those who make it to the advanced class. Reason being that building a blog, there are tons of templates you can use to speed up things. So we're going to teach you how to use those templates. But for those who would want to learn how those templates are built, it will have to be in the advanced class. Someone else is here to join. Okay. Hold up. Okay. Someone says, Abigail says she hasn't. Okay, you've not installed WordPress. Don't worry. Don't worry. You don't have to install WordPress. I'm gonna address these questions. Don't worry. I want to address the questions at the end of the class so that everyone would understand what it is we're doing. I don't want anyone to miss anything, so don't worry. Okay, I think this is taking a while. Let's see. Okay, this would most likely be because, okay. You would notice that there's a similarity between both sides. You see post here, post there, because they use a blog template. In one of our classes, I said that we buy these templates from Theme Forest, and I said I urged you not to rush in buying the templates, because if you get to the end, if you make it to the end of the program, you would know how to build from scratch. because there's really no need to buy a template. Most of those templates, except in specific situations where you want to speed up certain things, then you would have to get a template. But most of the templates there are not as impressive. They're really not worth buying for a designer on a developer. If you're just an entrepreneur who just wants to test things, look around, you can go ahead. But if you want to be a designer and a developer, it's important you know exactly what to buy. So while that is working, let's take a look at one more agency. I'm going to go ahead and restart the server because the site is a little too slow. So I'm going to restart the server. So just hold on. Again, for those who are just coming in, if the terms we're using, if the words I'm using are not familiar to you, it's just because you missed a class. Okay, it's just because you missed a class or two. So the links are going to be available. The links are already available. You can join. You can join and take those classes over again. Oh, I have an idea. Okay.
It's taking so much time.
I think, yeah, it's taking way too long. I'm trying to find out. Sometimes you could open it up in safe mode, but for the sake of this class, we don't need safe mode right now. We need to see it for what it is. While that is working, let me test a different approach. Okay. I'll just go ahead and refresh this page. Let's see. Refresh. Cancel this. Refresh. Let's see. By the way, most of the questions I'm seeing here is just because lesson 2 did not play. That's why we don't fully understand it. You're not to install WordPress. WordPress has already been installed. You're not installing WordPress afresh. No, WordPress has already been installed for you. The login details were sent just so you can access the control panel and see the functions and the features that exist there. In one of our classes, I think that should be, I think the second class, I think the second lesson, lesson 2, we talked about cPanel, we talked about SSL certificates as well. We looked into distance. So I sent the link because I sent the login details so you can get in there and take a look around for yourself and see the things that make up a control panel. Also, you would notice that I sent a link for the hosting account as well, so you can familiarize yourself with these things as fast as possible. That's just the main reason we sent it. So you're not installing WordPress afresh. If you saw WordPress installation, it's just for you to know how it's done. You're not installing WordPress afresh, because this is the platform we're using. This microfidelitybusinessinstitute.org. This is the site we're using to do these things, to build what we need to build. Once again, if you have another question, you can go ahead and paste it and I'll respond to it. If you have another question, please feel free, go ahead and paste it. I'll respond to it. Okay, I'm doing a little check in the background to see why this particular site is slow. So hang in there. I think we have something coming up. It may be missing a plugin or two, in which case would take maybe 30 seconds or thereabouts to install. Okay. I think someone installed a theme. Yeah, I think someone installed a theme. Whoever did that, that's totally fine, although you shouldn't have, because we wanted to build from scratch. I think someone went in and installed a theme. I think that's where the page, the iWeb page, is coming from. I think a theme was installed. Okay, excuse me. And I can see, oh, okay. I think okay, that's totally fine, because I can see Bamidile's hub. Okay, I think this is under Bamidile's work or so. That's totally fine. So we're installing a plugin right now, but should probably speed this up. Okay. Let's use the next 5 minutes to do something else. Let me provision a different, let me attempt to provision a different control panel. Give me a minute. Let's see. Micro fidelity. Yeah. Okay. Let's use the okay. 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 So I found a solution. We're gonna switch from this particular site to something that moves pretty fast, and then I'm just gonna do a short recap. So I think, because I don't want us to spend that time trying to fix this particular issue right now. So we're just gonna switch from this site to another, and let's see. Let's pick it up from there. Okay. Install the plugin here, but I don't think That's a plugin issue. Okay, let's just go ahead and say, yeah, microfidelity. Yes. Please, those of us who were able to access the classes, don't watch it once, watch it over and over again. That doesn't just apply to the link I sent, even future classes, watch it over and over again. The more you watch it, the more you practice, the more you familiarize yourself with everything, everything we're doing here, the quicker you become in navigating distance. Okay. By the way, if you can't see my screen, it's because what I'm doing is not in that tab, so don't worry. I'm just trying to find a faster way for us to be able to achieve something. We might not be able to build a footer tonight because our time is gone. So I'm just going to build a header and show us what I would do. I think tomorrow, okay, yeah, we have a class tomorrow, but that might be a shorter class. So what I'm going to do is, okay, let me see. Okay, we've installed the plugin. Let's uninstall this one because sometimes this plugin might cause the site to be slow. Let's uninstall this. We have Lightspeed Cache. And certainly that might be the very same thing responsible for the site being slow. If the website is slow, it will most likely be plugins. Well, unless the site is under attack, it will most likely be plugins. So let's just see. Done a thing or two. So Elementor, okay, this looks pretty fast. Okay, I think the site appears to be a bit fast now. I guess it was probably okay. One more thing. Okay, I think we might not. Excuse me. We might not have to move to a different site. I may have found a problem, a bug in a particular plugin. So let me go ahead and refresh Elementor itself and all that is working. Cancel this, cancel this. Let's go back here. We're in this interface. Deactivate this plugin. Okay, deactivated. Great. Let's see. Go back to pages. Let's try that again. While that is loading, good. Pages loaded pretty fast. Good. Let's open Elementor now. Let's see. While that is working, go to header footer again. Let's see. Good. This moved pretty fast, I think. Open Elementor. Let's see. Okay. Looks fast to me. Wait, let's test run something. Refresh this page. Let me see the speed it takes to reload the page. Still working. Okay, great. That was fast, but not all that fast. Come here. Let's go to plugins. Go to add plugin. The header is loading. That's fine. Okay. Home page is loading as well. Okay, great. Let's see. Give us auto-optimize. Auto-optimize. Pretty much like auto-optimize, but let's see. Okay, great. Let's optimize it here. Let this page just finish working so we can install. By the way, what PHP version does this use? Those of us who are watching, you might as well take notes of what I'm doing. You might need to troubleshoot the site someday, and these things may just come in handy. Let me figure out the PHP manager. Yes. This might come in handy. Activate that plugin. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Cancel this. Let's attempt one last plugin. By the way, PHP version matters. Specific domains. What domain is that? Microfidelity businessinstitute.org. Great. Do not inherit. Let's put it on PHP 3 and see. Apply. Switching the PHP version. So that should cancel. Now, clear this. Let's search for WP optimize. WP optimize. Excellent. I think the PHP version. Okay. While that is working, let's go back to header. The site seems to be getting better. By the way, if you run into something like this, you might just have to be patient. Okay. Install, optimize. You might just have to be patient with it. Optimize. Now let's this header that is taking forever. Oh, it's here. Great. I didn't realize. Let's try something. Add a new template. Let's call it header, just header. The other one is called main header. Save changes first. The site appears to be faster on PHP 8.3. I wish I could explain what that means right now, but for the sake of time, it's best to just put that on hold. It just means like an operating system within WordPress itself, or an operating system, sorry, within the control panel that handles WordPress, because WordPress is built on PHP. The lines of code you're seeing that makes up WordPress is called PHP. So that's what it is. I want to see how quick PHP 3 loads. I just switched from PHP 8.2 to 8.3. I want to see how fast it loads. This took too long, way too long, really, way too long. So let's see how fast this loads. By the way, most times your major challenge will be getting the if at all you run into a challenge, to be getting it to load. Once it loads, you're ready to go. I want to see how quick header loads. Let me put it side by side. Good, header loaded pretty fast. So main header was probably slow because it was on PHP 8.2. So close both of them. Now we're back in. If you can hear me, please unmute and just let me know. So we're gonna rebuild. We're gonna rebuild. Thank you very much. I think someone, yes, someone unmuted. So now this is Elementor. This is Elementor. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Whoever that was, I can't see the meeting. I can only see this screen. Now, this is Elementor. Remember, now, there are a few things you should know. This interface you're looking at is within the header, which means whatever we're building, we're going to try to create this thing you're seeing here, this effect you're looking at here, from the text to the menu to the icon, everything here, we're going to recreate it. and put it on this website, which is our website right now. Now, this is Elementor. Elementor is what is going to help us do that. So the first thing you need to know is that Elementor builds things in what we call containers. If you use the very old version of Elementor, there was a time it was called sections and not containers. What is a section or what is a container? Elementor operates on two things, containers and widgets. Now, what is a section or what is a container? Let me explain it to you. You see this box, you notice there's a gray box here that all these things are living in. This entire box is a container, which means there's a huge tendency that everything you're seeing here exists in that singular box. Now, if you want to design a page, you want to focus mainly on the structure first. You look at the structure of the site, it will tell you how to build it. Now, what is the first thing you look at? The container, the mother container is the first thing you look for. Clearly, this is the mother container. This gray or ash colored thing you're looking at here, this box is the mother container. But now, looking at this box, I can tell, looking at the mother container and its content, I can tell that there are two children container or child containers, like in the language would be child containers. There are two child containers in the mother container. How do I know that? You notice this service, pricing, company, and FAQ, frequently asked questions, it's all too close to Truly Financial as a logo, while the search icon and the login button, the login button and the open an account button are like close to themselves, which tells you that there are two containers here. Now, your addition and subtraction will have to come into place. Why? Because you would notice that this container that holds everything from the logo down to FAQ, down to the FAQ, everythhin that holds it seems to be a longer container, a more expanded container, while this ones here appear to be a smaller container. There's a huge gap between the both of them, which suggests that these are two containers living in one ash container. So the first thing you want to do is create the container. So now this is Elementor. I said it here that Elementor works with two things: containers, widgets, and code. But for the sake of this program, you won't need to see the code aspect. Thank God for AI. We're just going to show you how the code thing works. The whole purpose of Elementor is to build a website without code. But I'm saying code right now because if you're going to be a designer and a developer, it's important to know a few lines of code. Not code in depth, no. Just a few lines of code that would help you achieve certain things in Elementor. Now watch this. What are widgets? Widgets are the tiny things that power Elementor. I said it in one of the classes. I think we have one class where I addressed that. Look at this. You see this logo you're looking at? You see I can drag it because it's what? It's an image. It's powered by an image widget. This thing you're looking at here is powered by two kinds of things, either an icon list or a menu widget. Remember, everything is powered by widgets. This search button you're looking at can do this because it's powered by a search widget. This one you're looking at here might just be a button or a text widget. This here is clearly a button widget because this is a button. Open an account, it's a button. It's called CTA, call to action. So this is a button. Now, this here is a heading widget, while this below, the One Platform Global Ambition, is a text editor widget. What is the difference between a heading widget and a text editor widget? A heading widget is mostly for your headings. Your headings tend to be bold. On WordPress, there are 6 kinds of headings we have. Headings we have. There's heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, and heading 5, and heading 6. Now, the sizes of these headings are in accordance with their progression. Heading 1 being the biggest heading, would most likely be the biggest heading. By biggest, I just mean that once you use heading 1 here for this text, the font size is going to be huge. The text will be bold and big. Unlike heading 6, which might appear smaller, right? Now that, I think we're going to find time to address something like that concept, because when you start looking at things like heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, you're looking into the basic programming language, just very basic programming language. Now, this is the text. What is the text widget? A text widget never comes as bold as a heading. No, because it is the body text. A text editor widget never comes as bold as a heading. Remember, it's all a game of widgets, which means if you want to rebuild what you're looking at, you just have to create this container, drag an image widget into it, and I think I accidentally clicked the button. Let me head back. And then you come here, drag an icon list or a menu widget into it. What is web design with Elementor mainly? Web design with Elementor simply means your ability to, it's the entire process or program where you learn how to master this widget and how to master design with this widget. Now, this here is an image widget. You see, that's why I can drag it. Now, notice this. There's a space between this image widget and this next text here. What does that suggest? It suggests that everything from where business meets down to this image are both sitting in one mother container, which tells you that now where business meets has a text right underneath it, which means where business meets down to this button is one container, while this image is another container, which means there's a left and a right container sitting in one big container. Do you understand? Now, it also, when you scroll down, it tells you that this here is another container. You're going to take note of the spacings. The spacings are what will give you clue as to how the structure of a site is put together. So if we come here now, what are those widgets? All those widgets I told you about that power these things, they live on the left side of Elementor. Now, these are widgets. This here, everything you see here is a category for widgets. If I close this, atomic widget, these are all under atomic widgets. I close this, atomic form widgets. I close this, custom widget. I close this. What you need is everything in basic widgets. If you can understand basic widgets, I tell you the truth, every other kind of widget will come in handy. Then we have the pro widgets, which are for, pro version. You get this in the pro version of Elementor. I uninstalled that while we were trying to troubleshoot why the site was slow. So now, what is a container? You come here and type something like container. See, this is a container. Elementor is a drag and drop, which means you can tap on this and drag it to any place. Now, I do this. See, this came up. Now, that's a shortcut. There are three things here. This plus sign means you want to open the interface to add a container. What is the interface to add a container? Look down here. You see this plus, the plus icon, the folder icon, the elements kit icon, and this AI icon here. Underneath, there's a text that says drag widget here. This box you're looking at is the interface for adding containers, right? Now, this plus icon, if I click on it, it's going to load up this same interface up there. Boom, see, it has appeared. Now, this plus icon would help you add containers, which means you don't have to go in that search box and type container. The dots here, the 6 dots you're looking at here, if you click on it, it will help you to edit the containers. Now, let's do something real quick. Guys, keep your eyes on the left side of my screen. You see? Atomic elements, atomic form, custom widgets, layout, and all these things. The moment you try to edit something within the page, right, this thing you're looking at here will disappear and bring what you're trying to edit. Which means if I come here and I click on these 6 dots, I should see a dashboard for editing this container. So it says edit container, right? And I click on it. You notice everything there just disappeared. And now I'm in the dashboard for this container. I'm in the editor for this container. So now I get to manipulate this container however I want. All right. Now, this X sign here, is exit, which means you delete containers. So I can just click this and that container is gone. Click. Bring up another container. It's simple. I'm just going to tap on this. Click. It's going to ask you which one you'd like to use. Always go for flexbox. Right? Go for flexbox. Now you see there's all kinds of containers here. It's going to ask you select your structure. Now, if you pick this, the arrow is the direction in which the contents of your container would flow. So if you pick this, it means if you put 2 or more content or widgets in that container, they would come like it's going to be vertical. Whereas if you pick this container, everything in the container is going to be horizontal. So let's give it a try. We want to take this one first. Remember, what we're designing is this header. And I told you everything from truly down to this FAQ is one container. Now we have our mother container already, which is this one. Next thing you want to do is to get the exact color code that this container uses. To do that, you can just right click on any part of your screen. I don't know if you can see this. Let me pause real quick and take a look at it. I want to see what you can see. Okay, you can't see anything, but you can't see anything. On my screen, I can see, on my screen, I can see the options like back, forward, inspect. Your browser should have that. I'm just going to go ahead and click on inspect. Now, what you're looking at on your screen is not magic, okay? To get there, I just right click an empty space on my browser and I scroll down to inspect and I clicked on inspect. Now, why are we on inspect? What do we want to do with inspect? It's simple. We want to trace the exact color that is responsible for this ash or gray thing. In web design, you don't guess colors. In web design, colors have names, colors have codes, all right? And those codes are called, you could see an RGB, they're called RGB or hex code. Both of them are not the same thing. Every color has an RGB variant and a hex code variant. What does it mean? It depends on what you're designing. There are certain design platforms that allow you to enter a hex code, and there are certain design platforms that allow you to enter the RGB code. Both codes would give you the same color in most cases. Now, so I'm just going to come here. You see this side? Notice what I'm doing. I'm just going to come down to a color. See here, it says color, and I can see a box here with a shade of a shade of a color. Now you can see right here, this thing you're looking at, this number here that says, let me see if I can zoom in. I want to try to zoom in. Guys, I just zoomed in. Tell me if you can see this. If it is bigger, I don't think it's bigger. I don't think it's
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very well, sir.
Is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. So now I zoomed in, so you can see this text you're looking at that says hash 585858. That is the color code for that color. If you click on the box itself, which is the dark shade of the color itself, you're going to see what color it is. Let's click on it. I don't know if you can see the color palette. Can you see the color palette?
Yes, I can see
Very
it.
well, sir.
Yes.
Awesome. This right here is where you select your colors. So now I want to trace or track the exact color they're using here. All you have to do is come to this pencil. You see this pencil? You tap on this pencil. You see, once you tap on this pencil, now you have a color inspector tool. You can use this to inspect literally any color in the world on any web page. Now, if I tap on this, where is the color going to appear? You see this thing you're looking at here, this text, hash 5858. If I tap on another color, that's what is going to change. So let me tap on this green and see. Boom. See, now this is the color code for that green I just tapped on. So let's go back to the pencil, tap on the pencil, drag it all the way to this container. And now we have the color code for that container. So we're just going to copy this F2, F3, F4, and come back to our Elementor. Now remember, it's the mother container we're trying to manipulate. So we're going to come to this 6 dots, tap on it, says edit flexbox, then come to, come down to where it says layout or background. In older versions of Elementor, it's going to be on the layout. You're going to come down to background here, and you're going to say color. This is it. So in this box, you could just type, boom, and there you have it. The color has taken form. See that? Now, what we want to do next is to create the container. Now, having done this, we could just close this, just close it. We're done with that. Now, what we want to do next is to create the container for these two things. Remember, I said there's 2 containers here. Pretty easy. What you want to do is right-click so that we can get back to our dashboard. Right-click. Now, see, our dashboard is back. We can select widgets. So we're going to come to where it says search widget and type container. Now I can just come here, drag this container and put it here. Now, take note of this. Let me do Ctrl-Z so you can see what it was before. Ctrl-Z. See? Now, let's drag a container in there. Now, there's another container living in here. There's a container living in here. Now, you might not be able to tell because it looks all the same. You should come to this place next to this I button or this I icon you can see here. There's something called structure. See, this is structure. You tap on it. Structure will tell you the structure of your website, of the content of your website. So now this is structure. Structure can hang over, hang like a pop-up anywhere on your site. you want. But if you want it to like show in full, you can just drag it to this edge and structure is going to appear in full. So you see flexbox. Flexbox is the overall container. That's the mother container. This right here is the container that we just added. So let's just right click on this container and click on duplicate. Now we have two containers. Now, the reason you see these containers sitting side by side, remember when we clicking on this, when we clicked on this add button, when we clicked on flexbox, we selected this container. That's why it's on left to right. You see the direction? Now let's edit flexbox. Let's say we don't want it to be left and right or left to right or left. Let's just go edit flexbox. We're going to come down to where it says direction. Layout, direction. You see where the arrow is? It says it's on row. So if I switch it to column and I click on this, boom, it changes immediately. You see that? That's how to manipulate this. And it will always work regardless of whether there's content in the container or not. Let's just go back and do this. Now, looking at Truly Financial, I'm guessing that this bigger container is 65 or 70%, while this smaller container is maybe 30 to 35%. So let's test that theory. It's simple. You just come here to structure and tap on this container, which is the first one. And then you come to where it says weight, right? Weight. Now switch to percentage. Let's see. Now I've switched to percentage. I think it's a flex box, so it's going to do something. Yeah, it did exactly what I was suspecting because it's a flex box. Let's try another attempt. So by default, this is looking okay, which means what we have to reduce is the second one. Let's reduce the second one. Let's make this percentage, come down here, make it 30%. Good. Now I just set that to 30%. Hold up. We have one more thing to sort. Layout, flex, block. Great. Want to make it block. Good. I just switched that to block. So go to the first container, make it 70. Great. Come back here. Good. Hold up. Delete this. Let's publish this first. Now, remember I said this thing you're looking at here is powered by an image widget. So first, let's save this logo. Right click on it, see save image, tap on it. Now, it's asking me where to put it. Yeah, let's just put it, yeah, music folder. Good, save it there. So come here and anytime you want to get a widget, you see this place where it says search widget, that's where you find your widget. Now just click on image. Now this image, not image box, image. You drag this here. Your image is ready. Now it's empty. There's no image on it yet. Click on this. It brings you to your WordPress media library. Apparently, there's a few things here. I think someone tried to put in some things. I think, well, okay, let's just go to upload. Select image files. Now let's head straight to music. It says logo truly white. That's the file. That's the file really. So select. Okay, now you get a bump. It says logo truly XYZ. The file cannot be processed by the web server. Now, the reason it's giving us this message is because the logo we tried to upload is in something called an SVG format, which means we have to make the website accept an SVG format, but because WordPress is not going to do that by default. So we're just going to rush back to this place where it says add plugin. Okay, we're trying to activate something here. Yeah, just activate that. We're going to add a plugin that allows SVG to work on the site. By default, WordPress will not accept SVG. It's going to accept PNG, JPG, JPEG, and a few others, but not SVG by default. So let's just click on this, add, and then let's say SVG. Time is fast spent. I sincerely apologize. Okay, Samuel, admit. Someone is coming in. Good. SVG. Hold up. That's not what we should see. Let's type SVG again. Exactly. Now, there are plugins here. Support SVG, Safe SVG, Easy SVG. Any of these plugins will do it. But once you're in a WordPress repository, you want to go with the plugin that has the most active installation. Yeah, it says one plus million websites, 1 million, over 1 million websites. So let's just click on this one because I like their icon really, that's all. Now, let's say install now. Good, installed. You see how fast the site is loading right now? Activate. I want us to do one more thing on this website, but let's just get on with this first. Now we've installed it. Let's save changes here and refresh. Remember, this is the header. We're not done designing it, but we just saved that. Now, because we saved this, if you come to the home page of this and you refresh this page, you should see that header right there on top. Even though we're not done building it yet, it should, take shape right on top. Okay, so our header is not appearing yet. We need to give it a command as where it has to appear. Hold up, refresh this page. Let's look at Elementor. I want to take a look at something on Elementor. Let's see systems real quick. Okay. Element manager, no. Settings, let's look at settings. Let's say advanced. Okay. Hold up. Okay, our header is still reloading. Okay, our header is here. Great. Let's just wait for our dashboard on the left to load up. While that is working, let me troubleshoot what I'm looking for. Element manager, role manager, most likely settings. It's meant to be in settings. Oh, yeah. There it is. I missed it. Let's go back to Elementor. Version control. Yes. Great. Rollback version. I want to roll back this version of Elementor because if I'm to explain a lot of these things, it might be a little bit difficult for all of us, everyone in the group to understand. So let's roll back to an easy version of Elementor. Reinstall 3.3.5. Are you sure you want to reinstall? Of course, I'm sure. Let's go ahead. Mind you, you can't do this on a site that you've already built because if you roll back, you're going to lose a lot of content. So you always back up before you do that. Okay, roll back to previous version. Yeah. Just do the thing for me. Our time is fast spent. I sincerely apologize once again. Is it done? Let's go to plugin page. If we've rolled back successfully, there's a way you'll know. You click on this, it shouldn't bring this layout. Let's see. Great, we've rolled back successfully. Now let's reload this page. The version I chose is the version that would help you understand Elementor. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So let this come up, let's see. We're just gonna build the header and then we'll go to bed because our time is first spent. Mind you, if a new version of Elementor comes up, you don't install immediately because sometimes they're doing like beta testing. So if anything breaks in the code, it might affect your site. You might lose a thing or two. So please keep that in mind. This header didn't come up. Let's see. Let's troubleshoot it. Go to header footer. I want to take a look. Oh, I see the reason. We have two headers active. That's why the one we're working on did not come up. What is this one called? It's called edit header. So it's header. Okay, let's just click on edit and deactivate this one. Yep, deactivate, save content. Because Elementor, WordPress is going to struggle to know which header you want to push. So now let's go back. Refresh this. Let's see if the other header has taken precedence. Okay. I guess it's still taking a while. Activate. just to be sure. Turn off, turn on, save. Okay, this header is still loading. Come on, be fast. Save changes, yes. (10 p.m.). How time flies indeed. Let's go to our themes. I'm still troubleshooting. I think our theme is not coming up. What theme is active on this site? Because last time we were here, we used Hello Elementor. I want to see what, 2025. Okay. 2025 is not an Elementor theme. Activate Hello Elementor. Great. Good. Our header is back. Awesome. Oh, excellent. Okay, we rolled back to an older version of Elementor. That's why we couldn't see the changes. So now we have to work afresh. Good. This is an older version of Elementor. Remember all the atomic and all of those things, they're gone. So this is like the normal, the basic stuff you want. First thing we're gonna do, I apologize. Someone sent a message saying his network is horrible. Same principle applies. Click on this flexbox, click on this container, right? Simple. Come here, type container again, drag it, put it in here, come to structure, look at this smaller container, duplicate it. Awesome, we have our containers. Now come here, click on the first one. If you come here, it says full width, it's already in percentage. Remember the other version of Elementor was not in percentage by default. We had to make it in percentage. Now make this 70%. Now Elementor has this thing it does where sometimes you have to like edit a container, because obviously this is not 70%, which means we have to enact a rule on another container. So if we want this container not to look this small, we're just going to leave it at 100%. Then come to this one. You could do that by clicking on this box, by the way, that says edit container, or you could just come to structure. Sometimes it's easier to go to structure. Click on that, and then say 30%. And 30% looks too small. So let's give it that 70%. Elementor is operating on some sort of backward system here. Now I clicked on it. So we have our container. This is the long one. This is the small one, right? And because of the nature of what we're building, the first thing, look at this. You see this line? See, there are two lines here, right? There's one bigger line that is above, that is for the container, and there's a smaller one. That line there that line you're looking at is caused by something called padding. See this? When I hover, by default, you see just one container, right? But when I go there, you see two lines. Like, okay, it's called padding, which is like the spacing that should be around, or that should be within this container. So now, I said to you that this is an image. So you're going to come to this container, click on the plus sign, and then come here and type image. Sometimes for widgets like image, you may not even need to type. It should be there by default. See, this is image. You just drag it. Web design is pretty easy and interesting because we're operating a drag and drop system. And the last time we were on this interface, the website refused to accept our file because it was SVG. And I told you that it was because WordPress by default will not accept SVG. And then we went on to install something called SVG support. So let's click on select files now and try again. Logo truly white. See, now it's uploading. Oh, this file is not allowed for security reasons. Well, let's troubleshoot that real quick. Go back to plugins. By the way, while that is working, let's save another version of the logo and see. Yep, it's still an SVG document. That's totally fine. Come here. We have an SVG. So this particular plugin did not give us what we want. So let's just add another one. Let's say SVG. Okay, SVG. Sometimes it's best to test different versions, but be careful. Always have a backup of your site. Let's install this one that says SVG support. What we tried was safe SVG. And let's install this one. It is installed. It's just taking time to bring us to the activation screen. While that is working, let's click on install now for this other one. Good, the activate button is here. We're going to tap on this, but before we do, let's wait for the other activate button. Good, activate this one first. Activated, great. The plugin activated, good. Come back here. You would want to save changes first. Let's save changes so we don't have to come back and rebuild. Now, refresh this. Let's go back to the home page and see if, the header we worked on has taken effect. Refresh. I just want to know if our header is coming up because it wasn't coming up. Then, great, our header is here. See, remember that image thing we edited? This is it. What we dragged into that container, this is it. This thing you'll see looking as shoddy as this is going to look exactly like this pretty soon. Just give it a couple minutes. Now, header is loading. Yeah, let's wait for it. So since support, SVG support was the one that worked, safe SVG didn't work, let's just deactivate safe SVG first. Then we can also delete easy SVG support. Say yes, delete it. We don't need it. Header is still loading. We're waiting. We're going to transform this blank page you're looking at into this entire website. And it's going to be interesting, really. So click on this. Good. It's still loading. Our dashboard on the left. Our dashboard on the left.
I can't see your screen, sir.
Okay. Someone cannot see my screen. Who was that? How about the others? Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Good evening, coach.
Good evening.
I can see your screen.
That was me from the person's network, because even me, I've not been seeing the screen earlier before now, but I actually had to tell someone to turn on his hotspot for me, and I'm seeing the screen perfectly.
Okay, awesome. I think it's the network. Thank you so much for that. Okay, the person who complained, please try to refresh your browser. Try to refresh your browser. You should be able to see the
Can't see
screen.
it back.
Good. Our image is here. Now let's go ahead. We want to try this one more time. Sometimes it can be pretty annoying when WordPress is rejecting. The server cannot proceed because you don't have enough resources. Okay, yada, yada, yada. Now this is a different error message, not same as the first. Let's try something, a hybrid approach. Go to media. Sometimes some stubborn images or some stubborn interface, plugins, you could overwrite them by doing it at the main dashboard, the main panel. So this is images. Let's go ahead and say, add media file. Add media file. Great. Drag. Try it now. Let's see. The server cannot XYZ. Suggested size is XYZ. This can happen if okay, hold up. Let's look at something. What is the size of this image in question? Let me see. It might be an image resolution thing. I saved it in music. Great. Okay. Does not have enough resources, indeed. Okay, suggested. We need that image. Let's try an approach real quick. Cloud converter. We could troubleshoot that, but we don't have the time right now. I want to speed things up as fast as possible. Let's go to cloud converter. Let's see what we can do. Great. Select a version. What we want to edit is an SVG. Give us SVG. Make it PNG. Awesome. Let's drag that image now. Come here, you stubborn image. Let's see. The cloud converter is working. All right, great. Convert. Time is gone, honestly. Download, let's see. Is it possible to preview? Can we preview this? Okay. Awesome. It gave us what we want. Let's come back to WordPress. Try the PNG version now. Let's see. I think WordPress accepted it. Yeah, it did. But let's just be sure. Awesome. Great. Select. Good. We're here. Now, to speed things up, remember I said this could be a menu button or an icon list. So we're going to use, let's try the menu first. You come here, you type menu, search for a widget called menu, and we have a few options. The nav menu, Elementor is not allowing us to use it because it's under the pro feature, which is kind of petty of Elementor if you ask me, because what is a nav menu? What's a website without a nav menu? Why put a nav menu in the pro version? You see, now, if you're a new developer or a new designer, you're going to be like, oh, let's go buy Elementor Pro because we need the nav menu. Nah, please, no. Elements Kit has a nav menu here that we can use. Remember, Elements Kit is not Elementor. Elements Kit is an Elementor add-on. I explained that in the last class. We're going to make sure the link is available for you. So let's drag this here. This is Elements Kit. Now, we've added it. It says select a menu. Let's select a menu. But when I click on this, nothing, because we don't have a menu yet. And you don't create menus right in Elementor. So first thing, publish this, rush back to our admin dashboard, come to appearance, and scroll down to menu. Click on this. We're going to create a menu first. We create a menu with the links and everything we want to see in our menu. The next interface you're going to look at is where WordPress adds its menus. So add a menu, you have to select the link and the title of that menu, or the name of the menu, the label you want for it. This is taking a while. Let's see. Just refreshing the front end. Right, our menu is here. Just create your first menu below. Let's just give it a name. Let's say main menu. Yep. And then it's asking you where you would want it, header or footer. Let's just say header and footer, no problem. I just want to create a basic menu to give us what we want. Good, it's here. Now we have to put content in this menu. Now we could come down to where it says custom links. The URL, which means the link to the menu, where each menu should take us. Now, but for this example, we're just going to say hash, because we don't want it to go anywhere. By the way, if you put hash, it's not going to go anywhere. So first thing they have is called services, next is pricing, next is company. So let's just go ahead and say link text should be service or services. Click add to menu and it's going to appear on the right. Good, it's here. Next thing we want to do is pricing. Remember, hash. We're putting the hash symbol, the hash symbol, or the hash symbol rather. We're putting that there just so the link would go nowhere for now. Put it again, next to say company. Add to menu. Let's take a look. FAQ, that's the next thing they have. This arrow you're looking at here is called a drop-down icon, which indicates that they have other things under that particular menu. To be able to achieve something like that, you have to actually put something under that menu. So how do you do that? It's pretty easy. Let's create the FAQ first. Frequently asked questions, add an S to it. Now, what do you see once you hover on this? You see multi-currency accounts, you see global payments, you see embed platform. Okay, now this design you're looking at, this card you're looking at, this white card, is called a mega menu. By default, it might not appear on this. All right, if you want your menu to be in this, it's called a mega menu. We have a class for that. It's in the advanced class where you learn how to build mega menus. But we're going to show you how to make sure that there are other smaller menus under a main menu. For example, multi-currency accounts, global payments, embedded platform. Let's go ahead and create that. Come to menu, do hash again, say multi-currency platform. Is that it? Let's see. Okay, multi-currency accounts. The accounts. Let's add that. Then say global payments and embedded platform. Okay. Global payments. By the way, I understand that our time is fast spent. If you cannot stay till the end, that's totally fine. The task will be available either way. So then let's say embedded platform. Great. Now, if you save this and you say, well, save menu. If you save this by default, this these three would not live on the services. So you want them to live on the services. But let's save it without putting them on the services first. Let's save it first. Excuse me. Then come back here, refresh this. By the way, if you refresh our front end, you should see the logo. See the logo is here, which means our header is actually active and working. Now we're refreshing that. We're going to go and select a menu. Okay, because we're rebuilding, the color is gone. I noticed the ash color is gone. Let's just inspect that and get it right again. Yep. Look for color. Just tap any box really. Give me the pencil, drag to this place, click on this, F2, F2, copy that, and close this. Great. We'll be done with this. If I were building this and if I didn't have to explain, I could be done with it in 10 minutes maximum, or 5 really. But I need you to understand exactly what we're doing here. Hence the reason I'm taking my time. While that is working, you want to know the exact size of their font. You hover on the font, click on inspect, right click on it, right click, not left click, right click, click on inspect. And then you can come down here. You see they use something called 1.8 REM. If you hover on it, you get the size in px, which is pixels. So 16.2 pixels. And what is the color for that text? It's 1E, 1E, 1E. I know that because I hovered on it, I right-clicked and I clicked on inspect. That's how I know that, if you're wondering. So 1E, 1E, font size is this. We're going to use all those details. But for now, let's come back here. Our dashboard is loading on the left. Let's just be patient for it. See, this container is doing something that we don't want it to do. The direction is still like vertical. So we're going to change that pretty soon. Let's just hold it for our dashboard. You see the tab on the left, you see the progress icon. Good, it's ready. So now come here, select menu. See, main menu has appeared. So you select it. It's going to load. While that is working, see, I told you those things are not going to come on the services by default. So what you want to do is go fix that. To make it come on the services, you just drag it, multi-currency, and drag it this way. See? Anything that stays here and not here is going to come on that there above. So drag it and drag global payments as well. If you push it in like this, it's going to be under multi-currency. So nope, push it, bring it here. We want it to be on the services. Drag this, put it here. Good. Now save the menu. Now come back here. And let's say delete the menu because we want to see it live. Add it again. Elements Kit nav menu. That's what we used. So come here, select the menu again. Want to see the live version of that menu right now. Boom. See, services, services. Great. Now, this container, remember I said you could tap this box or you could use structure. If you have a lot of containers, it's best you use structure. So let's click on structure. Let's set the direction to horizontal. This is it. Now, our image appears to be, well, too much. Click on the image, click on style, the width. Max width is what you want. You just say 60. So when I say max width 60, the image doesn't take all the shape I want. Let's try another attempt. Let's say 40. So the image is taking up space. Hold up. Okay. Our image is a little bit stubborn. So what you want to do is this real quick. Let me show you something, because images sometimes would want to take the whole, which is why a lot of people use icons instead of images, which is probably why they used an SVG instead of a PNG. Remember, we changed it to a PNG so we could use it. So what you want to do in a situation like this, real quick, you could just duplicate this. Hold on. Let's drag all these widgets here first and do something in that container. Drag them here. Great. Here's a trick. Come to this, say container, because images might be stubborn, but they respect containers because they can't move beyond their container. See that container I just dragged is here? I mean, structure, look at it. Let's duplicate. Good. Now we have two containers in here. Let's go to that one that we want to use for images. Compel it to be, well, compel it to be 40%. Now, drag our image back there. You play around with as much content as you want. See, it's tiny in there because we forced it to be 40%. Let it be what it's meant to be. Good. Now, here, this other box, just drag our menu back in. Now, let's go back to where we fetched that color. Pencil icon first. This, wanted to get the color of the container. Come here, come here, come here, come here. See that? I clicked on style, I clicked on background, I clicked on background type. It set it to classic. Then classic allows you to choose one color. If you click on gradients, that means you're going to work with 2 colors. Classic is what we need. You click on this, it means you're going to use a video for the background. Click on this, it means you're going to use a slideshow. So we want classic. I click on this, then you paste the color. Boom, publish. See, it's starting to look like this guy. Let's refresh this page so the actual colors can come back. We played around with it. So this is it. This is our menu. We have our menu here. Remember that icon I told you? See it? They have it here as well. See? Starting to look pretty much the same. Try this here first. So now what you want to do is this. You're going to address the height because you see this is where the text stops. Under the text, above the text. Under the text, above the text. So there's no reason it should be that high in height. What you want to do is height, say 24. Boom. Now you'll notice that text just went up. Why? It's no longer in the middle of the page or the center of the page. You can tap on that container, and do something called changing the justify content. This is it. Set it to center. See, it's back. Then you go to the other container, which is the first one. Do the same thing, justify content. Now, by default, this container is adding like spacings, right? And it adds spacings through gaps, paddings, and margins. So gaps here, you can see it as like column 20px, just unlink. This helps you link values together and also helps you unlink. So if you unlink this, see, those values are gone. It has been reset to 0. Now, if you want to remove the padding that is on the side, see this? Let's go to advanced. Then you unlink the values for paddings. Boom. Most times you don't have to unlink that for margin. Margin stays like normal. It doesn't take anything until you put a number in it. Now, if you don't unlink, the values will be the same, which means if I link this and I type 1, 1 is going to appear everywhere. See that? If you want a specific value for up, for bottom, left, right, you have to unlink and then edit what you want. All right, so let's unlink it back and then set everything to 0, then unlink again. Let's do the same thing for this container. Good. Come down to paddings, unlink. Gaps, unlink. Come to paddings, unlink. Now you see it's still a little high. Why? Because we have an empty container that is compelling that height. Now, what's in that other container? We have a search icon, we have a login button, and we have a normal button. So what you want to do is come back here. First thing is that search icon. Just type search. Great. What do you know? Elementor is refusing us from using a search widget unless we get a pro version. Elementor can be petty sometimes. But good. Elements Kit has a search widget we can use. So drag it. Great. While that is working, you could just right-click on an empty space. Good. Now we're back here. Next thing we want to add is a button. Drag this. Put it right under this. Great. Now I'm going to duplicate this button. Duplicate, and we have this. Now, you see, it's moving horizontally, like they're on top themselves. So click on the box, the container, and go to direction and set it to horizontal. Boom. Now, it shouldn't be tilted to the left. It should be tilted to the right. What you want to do is something called justify content. And click on end, because in Elementor, right is end and left is start. Left is start, right is end. So let's say end. Boom, it has moved. Now you see it's to the top. It's not bottom. It's not like on the middle. So that one can be corrected from align items. So make it center. Boom. See, by default, this container is adding gaps as well. Just unlink the values. And you come to advanced, unlink the padding as well. Boom. Padding unlinked. So this height we're looking at, where is it coming from? Just one culprit, our logo. Click on the logo itself. Height. Well, if you do this, the height, the logo sort of disappears. Let's control the height by trying to control the size of the width. Make it 70%. Looking good. Make it 60%. Looking good. This is what you want. Now, click on the alignment. Alignment has to do with where you want it to be, left or right or center. Let's say start. Remember I told you on Elementor, left is start, end is right, right is end. So this is it. Now it's looking like this. Starting to look like what you want, really. Now, this icon. See this? This is not the search icon they were using. This is the search icon they were using. So you're just going to come here. You tap on the search widget. Then you come to this place. It says select icon. Click on icon library. Come here. Type search. Then you could pick from any icon. This looks like what they're using there. So click on this and insert it. Great. Now, you see this button that says click here and this one that says click here. We're going to do our magic and make it become login and open an account. So first, you're going to come to click here, change the text and say login. Sorry. Login. Yep. Now, we're not selecting an icon for it. Now, first thing you want to do is get rid of the background. You click on Style tab, you scroll down to the background type, say it's on classic, and there's a color put in there by default. First thing you want to do is click on that color box. Then click on clear. Clear it. See, it's not leaving because it's a little bit stubborn. It's a default Elementor color, so you can't get rid of it that way. So what you want to do is tap on classic. See, I unchecked classic, but it still didn't go. The color has been enforced. Why? Because it's an Elementor custom color. It's there by default. So what we want to do is override it with another color. Now let's override it. Click on this color. What color do we want to override it with? We want to use the color for transparent. We have two colors we can use. Hash SF and 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Boom. See, it's gone. If that code doesn't work for you, you could try 0 in 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to familiarize yourself with these codes. Now, let's come back here. We want to know the color of this button because whatever color this button is using is most likely going to be the color for this text as well. Now, let's do our thing again. Right-click on an empty space and click on Inspect. You're going to understand that part when you're on a browser. And come back to our color things. I see a color here saying 585858. It's probably what we want, but let's just, move our pencil. Pencil, come. Nah. 1E, 1E. Well, I like to think there are different variants of that thing. 1E, 1E. Okay, 1E, 1E it is. Let's be sure. Let's check this one. 1E, 1E, 1E. Let's copy that. Copy. Come back here. Now, this text, want to make it look like that. So you come to text, style tab, text color, change it to that. Awesome. But see, in as much as we removed the color by overriding it with a transparent color, this login, the text is still in that box, which means the box is still there. Why is it still there? It's because of this code, this thing, padding. You're not unlink it. Boom. See, now it's just text. That's all we have. Now we have 1E, 1E as our color that we copied. Let's go to search icon. Let's go to style tab. Let's go to icon color, not background, leave background as it is. Change this. Now I'm going to switch from red to, what it should be. Great. Now this text, click here. Let's go back. Want to use open an account. That's what we want to create there. So come here and say, click on this and say, open an account. Now, remember our color code was 1E, 1E. You come to style tab. You come to background type, classic. Override that color. 1E, 1E, 1E. Good. Now, you see, ours is not like rounded because theirs is rounded, like curved edges. So you're just going to come to where it says border radius. You don't unlink it because you want the effect everywhere. So you just say 100 px. That's enough. See, now it's rounded. But these things are a little too close to themselves. And I don't think that is like good for us. Hold up. Let's look at our search. Our search still has some padding. Yeah, it does. Look at it right here. Unlink the padding and unlink the margin now. Now, take out the 5%, 5px, 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 5px. Good. Looking okay. Search container probably also has a padding. Great. Good. Now, these items are too close to themselves. Come back to your mother container. Remember, we unlinked something in layout. Gaps. This is what we unlinked. So we want to come back and bring back our gaps. Say 15%. Oh, sorry, 15px. Now, is this space enough? Let's look at fully financial. Clearly, that space is not going to be enough. So let's just take 25. Nah, not close. Let's just make it 30. 30. Great. Now, we have our button, but it's not same thing with theirs. So let's inspect theirs. Click on the inspect tool. Want to see what makes up that button. And here I have the details. The padding it uses is called it's called 3.5 REM, which is 31px. That's the padding they're using. 31px. Well, that padding has got to have like navigations. Now, font size is 16.2. Just to be sure, let's inspect it one more time. Yeah, font size 16.2. Padding, you look at padding here, you see 2 REM and 3 REM. One has to be top and the other has to be right. Now just open it. See, padding top, 2 REM. Padding right, 3 REM. Padding bottom, 2 REM. So what is the value of REM in px? It's 18px. So let's just come back here. From here, come to our padding, unlink it first. You could just go ahead and use px and do 18. But if you want to use REM, just so you get the exact same thing, see where it says px here? You click on it. You see the drop down for REM? You tap on it. Then you just go ahead and say, top was 2 REM. That's what they use for top. Right was 3 REM. Left was 3 REM. Bottom was 2 REM. See, this doesn't look pretty much like what they'd use. Well, maybe because they didn't build it with Elementor. Who knows? Let's reduce the bottom a bit and then reduce the top. Looks nice, but not as fat as theirs. Let's make it 0.5. 5 looks too much. 0.3. And then 1.3. Now, this looks close to what they have there. Well, now, what font did they use? We're going to look for something called font family. Font family. See, it says inherit. Click on it. Let's see what is inheriting. Sophia Pro. By default, you don't have Sophia Pro. So Elementor does not have Sophia Pro. WordPress does not have Sophia Pro in it. Where do you change font? You see, tap on the button. See where it says typography. You click on the pencil. And now it loads up font family. It's Roboto by default. You search for Sophia, and we don't have Sophia. Hold up. Oh, what do you know? We have Sophia. Oh my God. Wait, let's see if it's the same Sophia. Good. Same Sophia. Well, not same Sophia. I thought as much. Let's try Sophia Sans. I think that might be what they're using. Is it? Let's look at them. Nope, it's not. They're using Sophia Pro. Okay, does Elementor have Sophia Pro? I highly doubt that Elementor or WordPress will have Sophia Pro, but let's search for it. Nope, they don't have Pro. Why? How do I know that? Because the word Pro there indicates that it's a custom font, so it's not going to be in the WordPress library by default. All I want to use is something close to that. Moolish is close to that. Good. Now, what is the height? 1.4 is the height. By default, this 1.4 is an EM. I'm going to show you what that is. Now, what is the size? 10px. That's not possible for a font like this. Sorry, click on the button again. Let's be sure we're looking at the same thing. Font size 10px. Well, kind of difficult to believe, but let's go look at it. Make it 10px. Yeah, 10px on WordPress is kind of small. You want to make it 18. Looks too much. So let's try 14. Good. Now, let's just make it a little bold by adding to the weight. By default, the weight is 500. Let's make it semi-bold. 600, not enough. 700, bold. Increase the size. Let's try extra bold. Good. This is starting to look like this. This. Awesome. So extra bold it is. Now, next thing we want to do is, now, remember when we saw 1.4? I told you that's line height. That is set in EM. By default, you have two values to set your line height. It's in px right now. You could either use 20 or 18 for px, but I always like to edit it in em. Come here, say em. Then make it 1.4. Because em, if you make that, see, 1.4 makes it a little fat, as fat as this. Let's use 1.2. Good, 1.2 it is. Save. Let's publish that. Now remember, we use Molish here. Let's go to this and use Molish as well. Select Molish. Great. Font size. Well, is it bold? A bit bold. Let's make it 600. Not enough. 700. Great. What is the color? Come here. 1E, 1E. Good. Color is already set. Now let's make the font size 14. Looks small. 16. Looks okay. Save this. Now come here. Click on this. This is menu. Style. Search for menu item. That's where it's going to be. And search for typography. Then select your Molish again. That is the font. Come to weight. Make it 700. Good. Come to line height. Make it, switch it to EM first and make it 1.2. Great. And color. You want to click on this and make it 1E, 1E, 1E. Great. Now let's observe something. When you hover on their menu, you see a different color. It's the color green. There's a shade of green. So now let's tap on that color box. And let's see if we're going to find that green they're using. See, it's not here yet. Let's scroll down. I think I found it. It's going to be one of these greens. Over. Yep. It's probably this. Yeah, copy it. How do they create that effect? When a mouse comes on it, it switches from black to this. It's a hover effect. You just come back here, tap on your menu. You see, now it's on normal tab, which is why it's on black, the dark color we chose. So you click on hover, and then you click on its own color, and then you switch it. Paste the one we copied. Now, anytime you come here, boom, see? It has taken that shape, that effect. So publish this. We just created, our logo looks a little too small, really. Let's add it a bit. Let's say 65. You notice their logo, hold up, close this. This is the space between their logo and their text. So ours looks a little too much. What you want to do is fix that by coming here and making the container appropriate. Let's say 30. And come to the image itself. Good. Do that. Image height, 45. Sometimes 45 might be nice. Might be appropriate depending on the logo. Now, let's try 64. Good. Now, come to the mother container. You could do it by coming to structure and clicking on the first one. Come here. Look at gaps. We didn't unlink this. Let's do that. Now we've unlinked it. What do you know? Still too much space, really. So come here. And hold up. Click on this, click on this, click on this. A padding is good. Padding, good. There's a padding on this container. And that might be where the issue is coming from. Not as much. See, we didn't unlink this. Good. Finally, unlinked. Now, this might be adding to the fat we're looking at. Boom. Awesome. Now, you want to hit publish at this point. Our header looks good, but our button looks a little too much for our header. Now we have two options. Reduce our button. Yeah, it looks fatter than this. So let's just reduce something. What are we reducing? The padding on top. Make it, let's say 1. 1 looks a little too much. Make it 1.15. Yep. And make it 1.15. Take out the 5. And take out the 5. You have to be this detailed, all right? Now publish. We have this. This one. We have to do two things to just wrap this up. Come here, the mother container, and add the top and bottom padding. Click on this, add 5px to the top, sorry, 10px to the top, then add 5px to the top. to the bottom rather. So still not looking as high as this. We want to get that exact height. Let's say 20. And let's say 20. Awesome. It's looking like it. So save the login button. Yeah, the login button also has that hover effect. So let's come back here. Menu item, hover, copy that color. You go to login. We want to append that same color. Switch to hover tab. Text color. You're going to have to watch this video a ton of times to understand what I'm doing here. And then you're going to have to practicalize, which is why we put the link in the group so you can, practice what we're doing here as well. Great. Now, this is our header. Let's go back home. Our own website. Remember, this is what it was looking like, all trashy. Let's refresh now. We've done quite an amount of work there. Good. What do you know? Our header is here, but our image looks a little foggy, a little shoddy. It's probably because of the height. Well, remove the limitation. I've removed it. It made our header fatter. So what you want to do is the model container, just reduce it from here. You may not need to touch anything. Reduce it from here. Now let's look again. Great, great. Just do a little tap here. Make it 90 px. I could be stubborn. Let's say 85. Good. When you set it in max width, set it on width as well. Good. Now, there's one last thing we need to do to finalize this. See? Refresh. It's not going to look good. Now it's looking sharp. This is theirs. This is ours. This is theirs. This is ours. Something about the height is not the same. Sorry, the width is not the same. Theirs seem longer. See where theirs start from? Ours is like a little bit inside. So you come to the model container because that's what controls the width. Click on layout. See, by default, we've not set a width. So it's taking 140 px in width. You want to make that 1250. Can you do this? By the way, you might be wondering, how does he know the numbers? How does he know? By the time as you build websites, you're going to know what needs, what your site needs, and you get acquainted with the tools. All right. There's no hard and fast rule to it, which means you just have to get acquainted to your tools. So this is it. One last thing. This is theirs. This is ours. Now they have a tiny blur underneath. See that tiny shadow? Let's show you how to get it. You come to the model container again. Click on Style tab. Click on Border. Then you click on Text shadow. Sorry, Box shadow. See, we just brought it. But ours look like a little darker. Theirs is faint. What you want to do is come here and say vertical should be 6. Now it looks a lot. Blur should be 15. Vertical can go back to being 4. The color now, this is the color by default. Now, this handles the transparency of the color. So because it's a little too deep and dark, you're going to drag the transparency a bit. Drag it a bit. Just a little bit to give you what you want. Remember, this is a simulation of a site, not an exact replica. It's probably illegal to have an exact replica considering they're an existing company. So just drag this a bit. At this point is enough. Let's just reduce it by reducing vertical. Do we have that? Well, something about the blur seems too much. Reduce the blur to 6. Great. Look at this now. Look at us. Look at this. Look at us. The difference is. Go ahead and save this. At least now we've got our shadow effect. Refresh. Let's look at it. Awesome. We have our tiny shadow effect. They have their tiny shadow effect. We have our tiny shadow effect, which is much brighter. Pretty much okay. If you want to be laser focused, you could just inspect and try to get the exact color they're using. Well, I don't like to do that sometimes because after building for a while, you get to have your own color that you always use for stuff like that. But let's just go and look at it a bit. Yeah, Can't find any color here because it's too bright and too faint. So in that case, we could just look at one of their custom colors. These are the custom colors set on their site. Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? It's got to be this because this looks like it. You want to find the one that closes, that hides the shadow properly. So this, oh, maybe this. See. Let's try that. Onto our box shadow, select our color, make it this. See. Well, what do you know? Maybe blur, reduce blur again to 4. Good. You just do a tweak, you keep tweaking it till you get what you want. So we've come to the end of our class for tonight. Refresh this website just so we can see exactly what we built. We've succeeded in building a header. So refresh. Good. This is their header. Sorry, this is our header. This is their header. Something about the font size is not accurate. Probably, let's see. Let's just do that before we go. Font size 1.8 rem, 16.2 px. Close it. Come back here. Come to this. Come here. Menu item. Typography 16.2. Are similar to deep, so switch the width to 600. Excellent. I dare to even increase ours a bit to 17. That's looking so nice. 16 looks small, so 16.5 it is. Great. Just want it to look sharp and smooth. Good. If this looks like this, let's do the same thing for the login button. Yep. Gonna make this yeah. And you're gonna make this 16.5. Yep. Just trying to make it look sharp because we don't want it looking all messed up. This is their site. This is our site. You'll notice our site is no longer compact. This is where our start. This is where their start. And this is how to build a header, guys. So you can go ahead and replay this course, replay this particular class as much as possible. If you have any questions, please ask before we call it a night. Please ask before you. Okay, someone said, how can you identify the plugin affecting the site? Okay, well, like I said, you have to get acquainted with the tools. But the reason I know that the site was slow because of a plugin is because it's a new WordPress installation. There's no reason why it should be slow. And if a site is slow, it's most likely because your site cannot cache itself. What do I mean by cache itself? Every tiny thing we did on this site, from the moment you edit something, anytime you touch a thing, a line of your code is rewritten in the code base. What do I mean by code base? WordPress is a content management system that allows you to build a website with drag and drop builders. That does not mean WordPress is not code. WordPress itself was put together with code. Do you understand? What that simply means is everything you're looking at from this header and all of this, the website itself, the server does not understand any of these things. The server understands code, which means every time you change your code, your website has to trash the old version of your code and rewrite things immediately. Now, you need a caching plugin to be doing that to speed it up so the site will move. If you notice, when we came online today, we had a plugin there called Lightspeed. So I simply went on and installed the BP Rocket. The BP Rocket is a premium plugin. I have it. You might not see it in the WordPress repository because it's a premium plugin, but I have it. So I installed it because it's much faster than Lightspeed sometimes. It's faster than the free version of Lightspeed. Lightspeed also has its pro version. So I installed the BP Rocket and it cleared the cache real quick. And the second thing I did was to change the PHP version from 8.2 to 8.3. Why? Why changing the PHP version? I told you PHP is the underlying operating system kind of that handles things because the entire WordPress code is in PHP. So changing the PHP version or updating it can sometimes speed up the website. Another thing you could do is to increase memory limit. It's also a PHP thing. In our advanced class, we address things like that. They're like tiny codes you could put in specific files that will compel a site to be faster, like 10 times faster, really. So he said, okay, Ayodele, I don't know if you're still on the class. he said much earlier, he said he had something to ask, but I think Ayodele has gone. I'm not certain if he's there, but if you're there, you can just let us know what it is you wanted to ask. And then, okay, so Abigail says, great job. Where do I go or how do I log into this WordPress? Excellent. We've sent the login details. I'm going to resend it after the class. Wait, hold up. I might get engaged after the class. So let me just go ahead and do that all over again. I'm just going to paste it right now. So remember, because this is a platform that your classmates have access to, please do not delete a thing. You could look around. You could look around to familiarize yourself with what we've done, to see how it goes. I even advise you come to the page, right? If you're wondering how you're going to come to the page, hold up, let me resend that. I want to resend the link. So I'm sending the link again to this class. Sorry, not the link to this class, the link to the WordPress backend. It is the last information in the message I'm sending. I just resent it to the group. Let's see. It's the last information there. You're going to see it. It says WordPress backend. So good. So if you're wondering how to get to this, you just have to come to the WordPress admin, come to Elements Kit, come to footer, header footer. That's where you're going to. And you'll see the header we created. Let's just delete this header because this was slow from the onset. Delete it. We don't need it anymore. We already have our header set up. Now, next class, we'll be designing a footer. That will be tomorrow. We'll be designing a footer. What is the footer? The bottom side of this website. This is the footer. We'll be designing this. So this is it. This is where you come to. So I'll advise after the class, come here, click on Edit with Elementor. So it will open this interface for you. And look at this. Look at this carefully. Try to acquaint yourself with this. Now, I gave us an assignment in our last class. I said everyone should come to the platform. Once you log into the platform using the details there, it's going to bring you to this interface. Once it brings you here, click on Pages. I want to show you the assignment. It was pretty easy. Click on Pages. Come here and just click on Add Page. All I asked you to do was come here, click on Add Page. In our last class, I wanted to explain this, but the site was still slow then. So once it loads, I'm just going to enter my name. I want to do my own assignment for you to see. Add page, let it load, let it load. This was quite a long class, though. Okay, I think it's coming up because it's taking a while. Let's open the WordPress admin in another directory. I always like to have my WordPress admin handy. I never leave. I always keep one tab, to take me right back to the admin. Good. Our page is here. All I said, see, it has loaded. This is where it'll bring you. All I wanted you to do was to just say Gemwell James with your name and then hit publish. That's all. And I told you that if you did it correctly, let's watch it save. I explained two things. I said if you did it correctly, you should be able to view it on the front end. You see now it says view page. But now, how do I test it? Come to the website and say microfidelity. Hold up. Microfidelity Business Institute. We're on the .org site. So /Gemwell. Now I told you something. I said if you put the space between your name and your surname, that space is going to be a dash James. And if you do it correctly, it should take you to an empty page because you've not built anything. See, this is Gemwell James. But if you do not put the dash and if you do not put a space in your name, you could remove the dash and just put your both names together. Now I didn't do that. So if we go to this, it should take us to a 404 error page or something. You see, the page can't be found. This is a 404 error, really. So because I added a space between my names, I can put the dash and it'll take me straight to my page. So the assignment I gave yesterday was to create the page. That was the assignment I gave yesterday. Now the assignment I'm giving tonight is to first create your own page. Once you create your own page, let's go there. Let's go back there. See my page? It's created here. Remember? Click on Edit with Elementor. This is your assignment for today. It's going to be a little bit more different from the last one, click on the digital Elementor. It is meant to bring you to an interface just like this. Once you click on the digital Elementor, once it loads, while watching this video and everything, this video, I mean this class, while retaking this class, watching this video, I need you to recreate this header in your own page. That's the assignment for today. Pretty easy if you ask me, but it might look a little tough for you, which is why you have to watch the class to know exactly how to go about it. So while watching it, you can drag anything you see me drag it in the same way. Anything you see me change, if you run into anything and you don't understand, just come and let me know. So this is it. See, this is my interface, my Elementor page. So your assignment is to recreate this header, but by recreating it on this page by watching the video. I'm going to paste the link to this class. We'll have it live on the site today, so you can access it. By the way, the official website is coming up pretty soon. We're hoping to see how it'll be live and accessible before Monday. Once that one is ready, you're going to have to create your student account officially. We're trying to track the number of students that are really active. We know we have over 100 persons in the group, but we want to get real-time users. Okay, so we know you're a real-time user once you create your account on the platform. The strategy we want to use them before was to have a student email, but then we moved that up the radar. The student email is for those who are going to take the advanced class. So now for us to know that you're a student who is active here, you're going to have to create a student account. Mind you, the moment that platform is ready by Monday, it might come in before Monday really, because we're working on that. The moment that comes in, that's where all our assignments are going to be. Okay, once you do your assignments, you're going to take assignments on that class. Sorry, on that website, on that platform. The link is going to be something you're familiar with. I'm not going to say it for now, but it's going to be something you're familiar with. So you're expected to create a student account on that new platform once I announce it. And then that's where you're going to have all your profile details, everything in there. The class is free, by the way, don't forget. So you don't have to pay anything. So that's it. That's where we're going to track assignments. We're going to have quiz. And even our meetings, you're going to get linked to our meetings there. You're going to get notifications and real-time stuff. So we've come to the end of tonight's class. Let me see if anyone pasted another question. Okay, Abigail says, Abigail, can you unmute and just speak up so I'll know exactly what you need? Let me hold on, Abigail. I think I understand what you're saying. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Now you're asking, how do you get to this website, this interface? It's simple. This is the link right here. microfidelitybusinessinstitute.org/WP-admin. The reason you're not familiar with it is maybe you missed the class, but I'm going to paste it here. So I just pasted it in the chat box. The WordPress backend you sent in the group has only email and password. So now which link will I press to direct me? I understand. I just pasted the link. So I just pasted the link, so you can use that link. I'm going to paste it in the group as well. So yeah. Oh, I see where the issue is coming from. I was the one who made the mistake. That's so anytime you use that link I pasted, it will most likely take you to the front end and not the back end. My apologies. Let me correct that for you. Let me add the link to the back end. Website backend. I'm editing the message I pasted in the group, so take a look at it right now. On that WordPress backend, you should see the website backend. Now, 1 second. Hold up. Let's see website backend. Paste. Awesome. Pasted. Great. So let me take a look. Okay, Abigail, thank you. Abigail understands now. So we've come to the end of tonight's class. Guys, you can unmute. If anyone has a question, please go ahead. If you want to say anything at all, please go ahead. We have just 3 minutes for this.
Good evening, sir.
Evening.
Yeah, I said when you wanted to create the service menu, you went to the cPanel to create the. So assuming the way you like now, you give us an assignment. We don't need to do the same, right? Or do we need to do the same thing?
Okay. Did you say service menu?
Oh yes, sir.
Okay, by service menu, do you mean, I want to be sure what you mean by service menu. Do you
No,
mean,
what I mean now, when you are creating
go on.
the navbar for the service menu, you go to the
Yes.
back end C panel.
Oh, okay. Yes. I understand your question now.
Yeah.
I went, okay,
What?
that was, Daniel, that was not the C panel. That was just the WordPress backend
Oh yeah.
where we created the
Sorry,
menu,
sir.
right?
Oh
No
yes, yes.
problem. No problem.
What I wanted to ask is that now, assume we are today or now, would it have effect on the previous one that today?
Okay, no. This is what you do. Because you don't have to create another menu. That's a very important question, Daniel. Once you drag your menu widget, just select the main menu that I already created. That's all.
Okay.
So you don't
That's
have
what
to
I
go to
wanted to.
appearance and repeat. Yeah, that's a very important question. Thank you so much, Daniel. Is there
Yes.
anything else? Okay, so
Yeah. Oh,
uh,
sorry.
okay, yes, please.
Yes, sir. One more question.
Yes, please.
I just want to ask. To consider in buying domain, I should have asked this in previous account, but I just said me later on, I will later ask you. Into consider in buying domain name, some for an organization like this, we use a .org.
Yes.
Yes, assuming is it now for organize, it's not possible to use .com again.
Oh, no. You can always use .com. In domain
Okay.
rankings, .com is always advised to get a .com. You should get a .org. Maybe you have a specific need. Do you understand?
What what
You
if,
can't say, go
what
on.
even like assuming for also for let me say school website, you can also still use that .com, sir.
Yes, you can use. The thing is a .com. The .com just means commercial, right? So it applies to all businesses, and people go for it because it ranks faster in Google on search engines. It ranks faster, much faster. So that's why people go for the .com. It's only when in a case where the .com is not available, then you can now settle for a .org. In which case, it's advised to pick a .org only if your company is an organization, your establishment is an organization. By default, a .org is always your go-to.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Jerome, are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, I think Jerome is away. So I think if we have questions,
I can
please
hear you.
ask. Okay, Jerome, how are
I
you
don't have
doing,
a question.
Jerome?
Fine,
Okay,
sir.
no
I don't have a
problem. I just
question.
wanted to check in. Okay, no problem. How about Princess, and how about Ikenna and Franklin? Hello, Franklin. Good evening.
I'm fine, sir. Good evening, sir.
All right. Thank you for being part of the class. So if
I'm
any
fine,
of
sir.
us
Good
should
evening.
have, good evening, Franklin. If any of us should have any other question, just put it in the group, and then I'll address it. So thank you very much, guys. The link to this class will be ready within 30 to 45 minutes, depending on when Google sends it in. It'll be ready, and then you would be able to retake the whole thing. The reason we had a delay before in posting the links for the classes was because we wanted a comprehensive approach. We wanted it to be on the school site. But right now I think we have that up. That is live. So uh, as soon as Google sends this, I'm just going to paste it in the group, and then we'll have it. We don't send you direct links to download the videos because they're too large. It's best if you stream, if you just watch it online. They're literally in gigabytes sometimes. So that's why we just put it there for you to watch. That's why it's on the school platform. So I'm going to go ahead right now and troubleshoot why the other lesson 2 was not playing. So in the absence of anything else, thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful night rest, everyone.
Same to you.